What's going on, Team Conquer? Welcome to this supplementation video where I'm going to talk about all the supplements that I take, why you should take them, what the benefits are, and where you should get them from. So let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm going to split this video up into two parts. The first part is the basic stack. So this part's going to just describe the basic supplements that I recommend you should take. They're not expensive necessarily, depending on where you get them from, and I think that they can really help everybody achieve their goals. Then I'm going to talk about an additional stack, which is just extra things like, for example, pre-workout, stuff like that, that's going to cost a bit of extra money. They're good to have, they're not essential, but if you have the money, they're a good thing to get and invest in. Okay, so number one on the list of basic supplements is going to be a whey protein. So I've got this big bag of whey protein here. Effectively, whey protein is just powdered grams of protein. So whereas you get kind of 40 grams of protein from a chicken breast, for example, you can also get 40 grams of protein from a couple of scoops of this powder. This is probably the cheapest protein you'll find on the market, and if you look at the ingredients list as well, it's got a good ingredients list. There's nothing dodgy in there, which a lot of companies have been kind of picked up for putting illegal substances in their powders. So definitely when you're buying protein, take a look at the ingredients, take a look at the price per gram. My protein have probably the best tasting protein on the market, probably the biggest variety of flavours, and they're probably the cheapest, so I definitely recommend my protein. You can get your protein intake from Whole Foods if you want, but it's just a handy thing to have for if you're on the go and you don't have time to cook. You can get your protein from this. So number one, whey protein. Okay, so number two on the basic stack of supplements is creatine monohydrate. Creatine is probably one of the most researched supplements in the sports nutrition market. It improves high intensity or anaerobic work and capacity. Basically, I won't go into too much science, but ATP being one of the energy systems for the body to perform is broken down into what's called ADP. For ADP to be resynthesized into ATP, it needs a creatine, phosphocreatine molecule. Basically, supplementing creatine is going to improve this process and make this process more efficient. So essentially, by taking creatine, you're improving your body's ability to work anaerobically. Creatine enhances muscle volume, which stimulates protein synthesis. So basically, you've got a layer of water above your muscles, so not only cushions it, but also stimulates protein synthesis. And for those who don't know what protein synthesis means, it's basically just stimulating building of muscle. Certain studies have actually shown creatine monohydrate to enhance brain function. In terms of where to get it and price, it's not going to differ too much. This is from My Protein again. The only reason I get this from My Protein is because I have quite a lot of member points with My Protein because I get all my whey from there. So I think for a bag of 500 grams, you're looking at about £12-ish. I'm not 100% sure, but it's about £12. Just make sure you get a creatine monohydrate. You can get it from anywhere really. You can get it from Optimum Nutrition, USN, any supplement company will do a creatine monohydrate. But yeah, number two in the basic stack is creatine monohydrate. Okay, so the third and final supplement in the basic stack is fish oil. So fish oil is a really good thing to have if you don't eat a lot of fish. Salmon is known to be very rich in omega-3s, but personally I don't eat salmon at all. I like it, I just can't afford it, and I don't eat it very often. So if you don't eat much fish, fish oil is a must. It reduces muscle inflammation, so that's always really good, and also it's been shown to improve brain function. Any fish oil will do. Most sports nutrition brands do fish oil. This is Holland & Barrett, a health shop in the UK. Just make sure you're taking, I think, up to 4,000 milligrams or 4 grams of fish oil a day. Actually more has been shown to be optimal in different studies. I'd suggest researching it online to see what the optimal dosage is. I personally take 4 caps a day, which is 4 grams of fish oil, and that's really helped me. I've noticed a large increase in my concentration ability, and I just feel better in general when I'm on fish oil. So number 3, third and final item in the basic stack is fish oil. Okay, so we're moving on to the additional stack now. So this stack, it's not essential at all, but if you've got the money, they can be good things to have. First item, which is a multivitamin. Now, there's a little bit of controversy in terms of the effectiveness of multivitamins. Personally, I did used to take a multivitamin, but I don't anymore. I feel like if you eat enough fruit and vegetables, which I eat plenty, you're absolutely fine and you really don't need to take it. But it can be a good thing, especially if you're on a cut, to cover your grounds, make sure your immune system's up to scratch. Not necessarily if you're on a bulk because you're in that caloric surplus, but definitely if you're in the last stages of a cut and you need some boost in your immune system, multivitamins always good. I suggest when you're getting a multivitamin, just check the back to make sure it's got plenty of different vitamins and minerals in it. You can get some that kind of rip you off for a high price and they don't really offer much. This one here is again from Holland & Barrett, same place as the fish oil. It's just a 1 a day multivitamin. It's got 240 caps, so if you take 1 a day it's going to last you over a year, and I believe this was only about £10, so £10 for a year is not a lot of money at all. It's got a good, I'd say like 30 different ingredients in there. Sports nutrition brands also do this, so if you want to get one of them. I know Optimum does multivitamin. I'm not entirely sure about the other companies, but any multivitamin will do as long as it's got plenty of ingredients in it. So number 5 and number 1 on the additional stack is a multivitamin. Good to have, not essential, but can be helpful at certain times. Okay, so number 2 in the additional stack is pre-workout. So I've got some pre-workout here. I've already said in past videos I really don't take pre-workout that frequently. This is Cellucor C4. It's got 30 servings and I've had this for probably maybe 2 months, maybe 3, and I've still got probably a quarter to a third of the tub left, so I don't take it very often. It's a good thing to have on the days that you're not really feeling like working out. Downside to pre-workout is 1, it's expensive. I think this is going on £30 for 30 servings, so that's a lot of money. Also, some of the ingredients tend to be a little bit dodgy. This C4's got a good ingredient list, but just make sure you're checking the ingredients list, and if there's anything dodgy in there, I'd highly recommend researching it. In terms of flavours of pre-workout, they all taste awful, so just you're going to have to put up with that. I take it just with the scoop. I put the scoop in my mouth and swig it down so that you don't have to taste it for very long. If you can afford it, it's always a good thing to have in your arsenal. Number 2 on the additional stack, pre-workout. Okay, so you might have noticed the addition of this huge bag here. I nearly forgot about this. This is another addition to the additional stack, and it's a weight gainer. So I think if you're on a bulk and you need to get more calories in, weight gainers are a brilliant way to go, especially if you haven't got necessarily a big appetite and you find it hard to get calories in. This is the sort of thing you can use. This is from Bulk Powders. It's relatively cheap. I don't really take it anymore, but I used to take it quite a bit. It's great when you're on the go and you need a meal replacement. I definitely recommend weight gainers for students. I know I personally used it a lot whilst I was studying for my exams at the end of last year, because you haven't got a lot of time to get meals in and stuff, and you still need to get the nutrition in. So just pop a few scoops of that in a shaker, fill it with water and drink it, and you've hit 600 calories. So I definitely recommend, if you're looking to get more calories in your diet and you don't necessarily have a huge appetite, get yourself a weight gainer. They're not too expensive and they're a good addition to your stack. Okay, so final item in this video, again in the additionals stack, are Quest bars. Now, Quest bars aren't really a supplement, they're a food. It's a nutrition bar, but I thought I'd include it anyway just because I eat them all the time. They're really good, and I think they're a great thing to have if you have a massive sweet tooth and you can't fit all that chocolate and stuff in your macros. These are basically just protein bars. The macros are really good on them. This is the chocolate chip cookie dough flavour. The macros are 8 fat, 20 protein and 21 carbs. You get 17 grams of fibre just in one bar, so if you're really looking to increase your fibre intake, Quest bars are the way to go. They are quite expensive, especially if you're buying them in the UK. They're even more expensive because of import prices and stuff like that. So if you can afford them, definitely I'd 100% recommend them. In terms of flavours, I recommend either the chocolate chip cookie dough, the cookies and cream, which I've also got a box of, chocolate brownie are good, and double chocolate chunk are good. So my personal opinion, they're the best flavours of Quest bar. So I definitely recommend Quest bars if you have a big sweet tooth and you're looking to fill that sweet tooth with something other than a bunch of ice cream and stuff that you can't fit in your macros. Alright guys, so this has been the supplements video about what supplements you should take, why you should take them, where you should get them from, and etc, etc. Thank you very much for watching, I appreciate it a lot. If you like the video, leave a like down below, and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure you hashtag Team Conquer on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, get that trending. And if there's any other video ideas you want me to do, if there's any other questions you have, just either comment below or email me. My email's in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.